nascimento nosso foi assim. Minha mãe, posso contar? Minha mãe tinha 5 filhos, tem 5 filhos. Daí ela ficou grávida. Ela ficou grávida e no dia de ter neném, a parteira que fez o parto dela. Aí a Duna nasceu.
Parteira, né, Trevina?
Parteira. A Duna nasceu. Daí a dona que fez o parto falou, mas tá vindo outra.
I thought the framing was really inventive. We got to see these women as icons, as the characters, but then we also got to see the breakdown and see the real intimate nature of them as well. I loved, yeah, the intimacy of these shots, the closeness to their surroundings, being able to take a step in their homes, but the closest to one another. In the proximity mimicking their unique social bond and their closeness. And I thought we got to see how they are close, but also how they differ. Their own, despite their upbringing and the nature or the nurture aspect, the nature of them, each having their own path that they paved in love, in life, in religion, in hopes and dreams, and in their way about going about them, which I thought was a really lovely case study. And then ultimately peeling back that layer and having the creator of the piece, having him be a character in this piece as well, even unwillingly. I think it just really opened up the fold and added that new layer and almost a danger to it, which where there's danger is because there's vulnerability. So I thought this was really a beautifully shot piece with a very clear vision and an inventive eye.
I think it's a really interesting look at one's individual story and how it can relate to the human experience as a whole. You do a great job of profiling these 3 women, but allowing a through line that connects all of them together despite their many differences throughout their upbringing and their current lives. I think this is a really great profile into that. I think you allow the narrator to explore that and explore their own personal lives and narratives, and how they intertwine and how we really are just connected throughout humanity. I think it was a really interesting way to present that, and it has a really it was a really evocative piece.
We get to see this beautiful banter back and forth between the trio as their personalities begin to flourish before our very eyes as they talk about the day that they were born. And I think what is most telling about the characters are the one-on-one interviews in their own personal spaces, these tchotchkes, these trinkets, these elements that exist within their space as they're sharing their stories only, goes the extra mile for us to be able to pick up on who these people are and what they've gone through to get to this moment in time. In the end, our director realizes we are all living our own stories and we are the main character of our own movie in this world.
It showcases the fact that if you really think about it, we all have a story and you can make anything interesting. This originally started out as what I presume to be a profile about the interviewer's 3 aunts, and he wanted to see more about their lives. And in learning about their lives, not only did he learn some interesting things about them, their past, a lot of the older traditions, but he also learned some very dark realities about his own life, as the bombshell was dropped that his father had been killed and he was literally inches away from it. Sometimes you never know the stories you're going to hear or what you're going to learn, and I just found that to be super fascinating.
The Marias were wonderful to watch. They were a lot of fun watching them talk and the way they relate to each other, and it's just You know, it doesn't matter age or location, you know, siblings are siblings, you know, but it's extra especially interesting that they're all the same age, the triplets, you know. That's different. It's a different way of relating to each other and to the world. But it was really nice to hear their stories, to see, you know, just how they relate to each other. This piece was really nicely put together. It was wonderfully directed and edited, and the cinematography and the music were great. And the interviews were conducted very, very well. And yeah, they did a great job communicating to us.
The three Marias, they were named Marias because back in the day, that was the life in Brazil, especially like being a Maria, no? So being somebody that has to follow the husband, the fathers, the brothers, you know, just unfortunately submitted to the patriarchies. But these three ladies still managed to live a long and happy life, and uh, and and do something that important. Do live not just a life of submission that, as it was in many everywhere in the world back then, but live their life freely. And I think it was very interesting to watch it, and I really enjoyed the mix between B rolls and interviews as well.